The best kinds of relationships, and I guess I'll extend that to organizations, are ones where the whole exceeds the sum of the parts. I think that's true of marriage. I think that can be true of the SOA. But for that to happen, people have to bring their best self to the table. And I think one necessary feature of settings that facilitate people feeling comfortable bringing their best is unity, which means there's something common in what we do that brings us together and motivates us to get over ourselves and forgive people's imperfections because we're aligned with a common cause. I did a visiting year before I decided to come permanently, where I came and I taught in the junior corps and just kind of got to experience, what is our program like? What is it like to be a faculty member? And one of the things that put me over the top is I'm going to go to BYU is that I taught one section of the junior corps in the afternoon that semester, and those students were so amazing. What was really neat, I'm kind of an unusual person in that I'd only been a member of the church at that point in time, maybe 2 years, so not very long. And that fall, when I taught for the first time, was my first experience going to the temple to be prepared to receive my own endowments, because I had done baptisms, but at that time we still had to wait after you got baptized for a little bit before you could go to the temple. And I just remember sharing my preparation with my students and that love and appreciation. So even though I was the teacher and was the expert in accounting, I wasn't the expert in discipleship. And to have the students not only help me and help me to learn and to teach, but to be super excited and be part of that journey with me, I thought, this is fantastic. You can be not just a teacher, but you can bring your whole self, and we can really talk about the most important things in life and support each other. Another thing that's been great for me is when I came to BYU, I knew there'd be some adjustments because BYU can be quirky, right? But, and I did. There were some things that I loved about it, and there were some things that were hard, but I felt really supported by my department chairs. I've had 2 department chairs since I've been here, Jeff Wilkes and Doug Prowett, and both of them have just been, I would say, not just advocates, but mentors and friends who really helped me, and also were willing to learn, because there's not as many female faculty. And it just means, and there's not as many female faculty that are moms at this time that have younger children. So some of the things that I needed from my work experience were different than my male colleagues, and not because people were insensitive, just because they hadn't had those experiences, because there hadn't been that many moms. And I just felt like I had great leadership helping me to figure out how I could be successful in my work endeavors. But for me, the most important thing is raising my 2 wonderful people at home, and how we could make small changes here in my job and the way we do things that didn't impact the students negatively at all, but still allowed me to be the best version of myself at home. And believe it or not, that was very unifying to me, because being a professor is just one aspect of my good life, and my good life includes all the things that I do. And so to be able to have the people I work with care about those other aspects and really support me in that has been wonderful.